Whether it's life, love, or mysteries of the universe, I'm here to break it down for you. So fasten your seatbelts, open your minds, and let's dive into the simple truth with me, Stuart, by your side. Thank you all for joining me today. My name is Stuart, and this is Waking Up to Win, a session where we dig into the little miracles in life that help you to wake up to win. So, really, what do I want to speak about today? Well, today I don't have any guest that's with me. However, I thought, what is the best way to start a year? And I thought, the best way to start a year is to share some tips with you. Now, generally, I do a session on a Wednesday, Tips for Success, where I go through different tips to help you in your real estate business. But I thought I'd do a collection of the top 10 tips that I can see that will help you going forward with your business in the year ahead. So grab yourself a pen and some paper because I'm going to share with you 10 tips, and they're very straightforward. But these 10 tips are geared and designed to help you in your business. So let's start from the very beginning with tip number one. And tip number one is something that I actually say to clients so many times. Please remember, this is your business. That is the first tip. I want you to realize that what you're doing is your business. It's not something where you've got somebody that's micromanaging you or somebody that's actually doing all the work for you and you're just sitting back and just earning that money coming into your bank account. This is your business. So you've got two levels when you're running a business. You can either be working in your business, where you are the physical person grinding down and doing all that hard work. And generally, that's where we all start from. But then you get to the point where you're working on your business. Now, working on your business, yes, you start to generate income from the people within your network or within your actual business. However, you're working on it. Now, working on it means that you're interacting. You are managing the people within your business. Now, for many of us, we forget that we're running our own businesses here. Now, as much as you're working under a brand or working under an agency, we forget about that. And then we go into this almost this lull where nothing happens in your business because you're expecting it just to happen by itself. So, the first tip that I want you never to forget going through, not only from the beginning of the year, but throughout your business, is this is your business. And you need to be working in it or on it all the time in order for it to be successful. The day you stop working in it or on it, your business stops working. So, the first tip, remember, this is your business. Treat it like a newborn baby. You really got to caress it and you've got to give everything to it. Now, the second tip that I want to share with you really flows on the back. When you're working and you understand that this is your business, the second tip is all about knowing those numbers. Now, what do we mean by knowing those numbers? Well, if you're starting the year and saying, hey, I just want to just do it. Well, what are you doing it for? What is that number, that metric that you can say, was it a successful year or was it an unsuccessful year? It's so important to know those numbers. Now, you might be asking, Stuart, what are those numbers? Well, the first number, which is probably the most important number, it's that gross commission. You want to know how much money you want to make because ultimately you're running in a business and a business runs off profits. It's that profit that is going to help you in your personal life to give you the life that you want to live. So the first one is how much money do you want to make? Well, that's the first number. We then start to work that number backwards. Well, what's the next level? Well, the next level on that is Either you're offering a service or a product. Now, in our case, we're offering a service and we get paid a professional fee when we close a transaction. Well, how many transactions do we need to close in order to earn that amount of money? So we're actually breaking down that big amount, which you want to earn for the year, and you break that down to the number of transactions that needs to be closed. Now, why is that number so important? Well, it gives you an idea when you're going through the year, you can start breaking that number down, saying, hey, wait, that means if I need to do 12 transactions a year, that means I need to do one every single month. And that's where your numbers are going to be so important for you. Now, when we look at those transactions, well, there's another number, which is another level associated to that transaction. It's called human beings. It's called customers. It's called clients. How many clients or customers do you need in order to get those particular transactions? Now, you might be thinking, well, it's a one-to-one ratio. No, must remember here, you might be working with 5 clients, but only one of them closes a transaction with you. Now, it's important to start working these ratios. Now, in a future session, I will dig a lot deeper into this, but this is where I want you to start looking at. One, it's knowing those numbers, knowing what is that overall amount of money you want to make for the year. Two, break that down to the number of transactions that you need. And three, how many clients do you need in order to close those transactions? You see, these are the numbers that will get you geared and moving forward in your business. Because once you know how many clients you need, well, you can then start to market, prospect, lead generate to get those particular clients. And now you know that target number that you need to work from. So the second one is knowing those numbers, and you need to have it written down. When I was trading as a real estate agent, I have a board in my office, and I would actually detail those numbers down. And as I would be working through, I'd be marking each one of those off as we're going through it. The third one, the third tip that I want to share with you for this year is play to your strengths. Now, what I mean by playing to your strengths is if you have got a solid accounting background, for instance, when you're having a conversation with a client, you'll be able to bring in your strength of the accounting knowledge, knowing and understanding the numbers, sharing with your clients how buying this property could actually make an investment sense. So play to your strengths. If your strengths is talking to people, then go out and talk to people. If your strength is making unbelievable videos, make unbelievable videos. And a lot of people say to me, Stuart, how do I know what my strength is? Well, this is where we use our ears. You see, through your business, you're going to have people saying to you, man, you're so good at this. And they tell it to you so many times that, in fact, we get deaf ears. Why? Well, we don't want to hear what we're good at. You need to open those ears and listen. When you hear what they're telling you, that becomes one of your strengths because people are going to tell you what you're good at. So make sure that you're aware of them and work towards them, because when you work towards your strengths, guess what? You actually enjoy it. It becomes easier for you, and people just look at you in a very, very different light. So the third tip is always play to your strengths, and that is where you come from. The fourth, and this is really, we're in a digital era. And the fourth tip, anything that you can automate, automate it. So what is the first thing that you can automate? Well, if you're going to be sending out, for instance, a newsletter, and a lot of us are using a CRM system of sort, and it has a built-in newsletter, and we can schedule those emails, use it. Don't have this where you have a reminder on your phone, oh, I need to send out 12 emails, bang, 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 and you start sending. That's just going to burn your time, and it just gives you a little bit stressed. Make sure that you can automate whatever you can. Have a look at your processes, look at your systems, and see what can be automated. it's definitely going to be a way to help you going forward. And there are so many tools out there that's going to help you to automate your business. Now, the one thing that you cannot automate is having a conversation with somebody. That you still have to do. But there's a lot of other areas that you can automate. So, one tip that I can share with you, automation on sharing of your posts on social media. You could spend a Saturday, put up maybe 30 posts, and you schedule them over the next quarter, the next 3 months. Then it's done and dusted. You don't have to worry about that. Set yourself a reminder in 3 months' time to do another 20 or 30 posts, and then you can automate all of those so that that takes time away from actually sitting on the social media. So, the fourth one, automate what you can in your business. And that's going to help you going forward. The fifth, and this tip is really, it's one of the most important tips out of there. In our business, we focus on so many different areas of our business. We have a client that gives us a complaint, or we have a new client that's about to move into a property. And all we do is we focus on whoever shouts the loudest. Now, I want you to really underline this particular tip. I want you to focus on sales. That's what I want you to underline. I want you to focus on sales. Why? Well, when you focus on sales, when something comes into your table and you look at it and say, I need to respond to this message. Is it a sales or not? If it's not, it can go down your priority levels. The reason why I say you must focus on sales is, remember, this is your business. And when you don't have any sales, it means that your business is going to suffer. When business thrives, sales is up, and all of those queries that come through, you're still going to get to them, but they're done in order of priority. Make your priority sales and focus on all your attention. What do I need to close this particular sale? Well, I need to speak to some clients. What do I need to close this particular sale? I have this client. I need to follow up with them. I need to see if they're going to close and accept. So focus on sales. Get those listings, sell those properties. There's the sales. So the fifth tip that I want to share with you, focus on the sales. The sixth one, and this particular tip is really a tip because it's on the back of automation. It's really having a look at the tools that are around you and starting using them. You're going to find there are so many tools to help you in your business. And you need to start using them. Don't be afraid of them. I always say invest in them. There's tools that I pay for. And in paying for them, I get those added values to actually help me in my business. But if I'm paying for it, I must use it. So many times I've spoken to clients and they have these tools. They're paying a huge amount of money for them, or they are free tools. They just don't use them. But there's also tools that are distractions. So, what you need to do, the sixth tip is have a look at all the tools that are available to you, whether they're free or whether you're paying for them. Have a look at the tools that's going to help you to focus on your sales. It's going to help you to focus on your business. Those tools highlight, master them, and make sure that they become an automated part of your actual business. That's going to help you to grow that particular foundation. So the sixth tip is find those tools and use those particular tools. The seventh, and this is really tip number 7, is one of those ones that's really going to go, finally, something that doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. Take your marketing. Now remember, marketing is showing off your brand, showing off who you are, because you are the brand. It's making everybody aware of who you are. Don't only take it to the next level, take it that it stands out. Make it over the top so that people look at it and go, wow, I saw that. Don't just have something that just mellows out and kind of just almost disappears into the crowd. Take your marketing and make it stand out. Elevate it to the next level. How do we do that? Well, maybe It's taking it, instead of doing posts on social media, which are just pictures, do it as a video post. Do something that has some sound effects that come through it. If it's something where you're on the side of the road and you're doing those drive-bys, don't have it where you're sitting on a deck chair under the tree, right in the corner with a little table saying, come speak to me. Have it so that it stands out. Have teardrops, have banners, have somebody that's doing cartwheels if you have to. You do the cartwheels. Just be aware that you don't hurt yourself. But go out there and stand out. You see, when you stand out, more people start to notice you. When more people start to notice you, you start to fall into this category, and I'm going to say inverted commas, a celebrity. And that's what you want. You want people to recognize you. You want people to want to talk to you, because when they do that, you're going to see that your business is going to start to grow. Don't become that person sitting on a deck chair underneath a tree far away from the road, expecting people just to walk up to you. Get your marketing and make it stand out. If you find that your marketing is not getting the responses you want, ask someone and say, hey, why didn't you respond to it? And they go, well, it's boring. Well, what do you think I could do? Speak to people. Get it to that next level. Take your marketing and elevate it, especially in the first quarter of the year. Take it to that next level. The eighth, and this is something that when I'm coaching people, you find that you've done all your marketing, you're working on your business, you're getting all these leads that are coming in from a listing or from a sphere of influence through referrals networks, and you start to grow that particular database. And you then do nothing with it. It just sits there. You see, this is one of the biggest areas that you can grow in your business. And we call it nurturing the leads. That is the eighth tip that I want to share with you. Nurture your leads. You see, all these leads that come in, most of us suddenly go, oh, well, it's got a time link to it. So I got it a week ago, so I can't contact them now. No. You nurture that lead until they say to you, hey, stop contacting me. I've bought a property. You never stop. I've had a client, I nurtured that lead for 8 months. In month 6, they told me they're no longer looking at buying a property. And I said, that's fine. I carried on nurturing that lead, sending them messages saying, hey, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're ever looking at properties, if you know anybody. And then guess what? Month 8 came around and they started to look for properties again. And because I'd nurtured that lead for 8 months, I got the sale. So nurture those leads. Never stop. I've just bought a car. I went through to 4 car dealerships. Did you know 3 of the car dealerships, not one call back from the actual salespeople? Only one dealership gave me a follow-up call. And guess what? I bought a car from that dealership, not the other ones. The other ones, out of sight, out of mind, disappeared. So make sure that when you get those leads, it goes into that system. Look for that business tool that you can then automate if you have to, but you follow up with them on an ongoing basis, whether it's daily, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly, whether it's quarterly. You follow up with them on an ongoing basis. Never stop. The ninth, and this one is really what our business is all about. Build relationships. And this goes right back to the second tip, which is knowing your numbers. We've got those clients. How many clients do you want? Well, if you've got a ratio of 5 clients gives you 1 deal and you want to close 10 deals, that means you need 50 clients. So how many clients do you want? You need to build those relationships. You need to know everything about them. You can use the Ford method: family, organization, recreation, and their desires and dreams. You can build those relationships with these particular clients so that they become what I refer to as a sphere of influence. The more people that you have in your database that you're building relationships with, the bigger your business is going to go. Tip number 9 is build relationships. I've actually said to so many of my clients, each week, set yourself a goal to meet one new person every single week. Now, where do you find them? Could be at a shopping center, could be at a local social gathering, could be at church, could be at a sports event. Set yourself a goal to meet and build a relationship with one new person each week of the year. You do that. Once you get to the end of the year and you've built up 50 relationships because you take 2 weeks on holiday, you build up 50 new relationships that you're going to nurture on an ongoing basis. That is going to equate to about 6 transactions, 6 sales, just from those 50, either directly or indirectly. Now, if you continue that year after year, well, in your 3rd year, you're doing 18 sales a year. And this is minimum. These are added extras over and above what you're currently doing right now. So build those relationships and use that number, one new relationship every single week. And the last tip that I want to share with you today, and this is really, yes, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, and I'm helping people have a learning-based mindset. One of the biggest things that I see with people when they're going out is they have this limiting belief, and it's because of a low self-confidence. They don't know how to speak to a client. When the client asks them a question, they're not too sure of the answers. So their self-confidence goes down. And ultimately what happens, they actually start to become that person sitting on the deck chair under the tree way from the road. Build that self-confidence. Have a learning mindset. Make sure that you're learning something new. I've always suggested we have YouTube. We have so many different platforms out there that will give you education. We have it within ourselves, our university. Set yourself each day to learn something new. Now, sometimes it can take you 2 minutes, it can take you 5 minutes. Watch something, read something. Do that on a daily basis. What you're going to find is the knowledge that's going to come into you is going to give you the benefit to help you to grow in your business. You see, it's so important to lift that self-confidence to a point where it actually breaks through that ceiling. You don't have a limiting belief anymore. You actually are moving forward with such strength, with such, I can do this, that your clients will start to recognize that. They will start to see you in a professional manner. They will start to refer business to you. They will start to give business to you because they're going to trust and they're going to see that self-confidence in you. So throughout the year, make sure that you've got a learning mindset. Just keep on learning, never stop. So a quick little recap of the 10 tips that I wanted to share. And these are really the highlights. The first one, remember, it's your business. It's your business. You're in control. You're either working in it or on it. The second one, know those numbers. Make sure that those numbers are up on the wall so that you can see it every single day. The third one, play to your strengths. What are you good at? Listen to what people are telling you that you're good at. Play to that. Make sure that people are aware of it. The fourth one, automate what you can. Make sure that if there is a process, if it can be automated, automate it. The fifth one, focus on your sales. Remember, sales is what's going to generate that profit and that money on the income side of it, and it's a bigger part. 6, make sure all those tools, look for those tools to help you in your business. Use them, implement them, see how you can actually automate them. 7th tip, take your marketing and blow it through the roof. I'm not talking about the spending side. I'm talking about make it stand out, make it where everybody starts talking about it. It becomes viral in essence. Number 8, nurture your leads. Any leads that come in, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Never stop until they tell you to stop. And the only reason why you're stopping is because they've bought something or they've rented something. So you never stop in essence. You will carry on, even if it goes on for 2, 3, 4 years, you never stop. Number 9, we're in the game of building relationships. Go out there and build relationships. Make as many as you can. And as I suggested, build one new relationship every single week throughout the year. That's going to give you 50 relationships. Why? Because 2 weeks you're on holiday and you're still going to build relationships, but build a minimum of 50 relationships, one every week of the actual year. And if you build those strong relationships, you're going to find that you're going to get 6 transactions either directly or indirectly. Because remember, they know people. And the last tip, keep on learning. Have that learning mindset. Set yourself a goal every single day to read something, to watch something that's going to empower you, to make sure that your knowledge starts to increase every single day. And what you're going to find with these 10 tips, you're going to actually start your year in such a positive manner. You've got yourself these guidelines. You've got something that's going to help you to move forward in your business. You're not going to fall into that situation where, what am I going to do today? Well, now you know. Take those tips, implement it into your business, and you're going to have the best year that you've ever had. And you can share those tips with anybody because the people around you, the people that you circle with, when they are having a great year, your year gets even better.